I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Recording is in progress. 2 Al's, 1 pod. Today's kind of a special edition. We do this every once in a while. We have an episode called Guess the Guest. Guess the Guest. One of us has a guest, and the other one is going to give us clues to try to guess who that person is. We've been, 50-50. Let's see how it goes today. I'll be doing the guessing, and Al Romas will be doing the clues. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. And
okay.
Go. You have 10 seconds. I'm kidding.
No, I'm not going to give you any clues. You just throw one out first, and then we'll take it from there.
Is it Simeon?
No.
Is it Gary Cowett?
It is not. It is not Gary Cowett.
Where is he from? Let's do that.
I can do that. He's from the region you hail from.
New England.
The New England area.
Is it Jim Colleton?
It is not Jim Colleton.
Give me the initial of his first name.
Well, you got to try a little bit harder than. Well, all right. You want the first initial?
Man or woman? Trans?
He's a man. He's funny. He's funny. That's why he's here. Of course, he's a man.
We just lost 50% of our women followers.
Which is, 3. I'll give you the first initial. R.
Ryan.
Ryan who?
Is it Ryan?
Is there a Ryan comedian from New England?
No, there isn't, jackass.
No, Al, do you understand the game? We've done this many times.
No.
You're trying to guess the guest.
Guess the guest.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yes. Not just guessing names that start with R. I'll give you another hint. He won the Boston Comedy Festival.
Robbie Prince.
Hey! Welcome over.
Robbie Prince, come on in.
Oh my God, of all the names that begin with R, you come up with Ryan?
Ryan.
I don't know. I was trying to
name one guy from Boston named
I'm still
Ryan.
drinking coffee.
Name I can name one. Name one comedian from the
New
New England
England
area.
I went up to Maine. I went up to Maine. There's no funny Ryans. How are you, man? Good to see you.
I don't know any Ryan in comedy. He, this is the first time. Never met him.
We've been on ships for 20-something years.
Isn't it funny how that all unravels? It always works out.
You know what's funny?
I've
never worked with you either.
Not on the ships.
A little delay. You've never worked together on ships?
Never. No, because you were doing a lot of Princess when I was doing Celebrity and Royal. I think is that correct?
Yeah, but I've always been doing Royal. It doesn't matter like how much Princess I did. I've always done Royal.
Oh, that was another clue. Entertainer of the Year.
Right.
Entertainer of the Year, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
But also,
that's
I thought the R thing was going to be a good one.
I thought so too.
I thought R would give it away.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, Al.
It has. It's been a long time since the rock and roll.
It's been a long time.
The comedy clubs is relatively a new thing because they only had one, and then they started adding to that class, the Oasis class, and that's when they started using 2 and 3 comedians. So that's the reason why
it's not that new. I think Oasis came out in like 2012,
something like that. Yeah,
15.
Yeah.
14,
right. So
like
when was the next Oasis class ship? When did that come out?
The next year.
Allure. No, I think it was a year later.
Don't prove me
Oasis,
wrong.
Allure,
do not prove
Symphony,
me wrong on my own podcast.
Harmony.
Yeah, they came out every year, man.
Yeah,
you're
all
wrong.
right.
You're
Wonder.
You're wrong.
All right. I requested never to work with you, and now
the truth.
Now the truth comes out.
I knew it.
It's finally.
I knew there was an issue when I said Robbie Prince will put him on the pod. Now I was like, I don't like that guy. I'll make believe I don't know him, but I know.
Can't we get Simeon one more time?
But Robbie and I used to work together quite a bit.
Could it be anybody but Robbie? I'm going to name all the guys
that start with R.
That start with anything but
I'm clearly not firing on all pistons here. Getting up at some ungodly hour in Alaska. Well, I'm on Norway time still.
You mean what? It's like 10 o'clock.
You're
all right.
I flew from Amsterdam to LA for 2 days, and then up north to Alaska. So I'm like all messed up in the head. But anyway,
2 days rest.
Yeah,
I did 48 hours for the adjustment.
Is that Princess? I think you're on. Is that Princess?
I'm on a Princess ship right now. Yes,
you can tell by the quality of the internet.
Yeah.
What? Well, it's not so much the internet.
That's free internet, huh?
It's the positioning in Alaska that makes it bad.
Yeah, we're at the glacier right now, Mendenhall. So
Mendenhall.
Glacier Bay. Um,
That's
this
two
is
different
ridiculous.
places. But
It
okay.
is. I don't know which one it is, but if you could see,
So
Glacier Bay, the big one at Glacier Bay.
it's so bright.
oh, there
The
you go,
glacier is so
Patreon
bright.
people. Look at the view of Alaska.
Oh, look at that.
That is nice. That is.
And it's like that 24 hours.
That's
I'm in
nice,
heaven.
And those
It is.
curtains are closed. Yeah.
A good 21 hours this time of year, sure. The midnight
I forget what the
sunset.
big glacier is in Glacier Bay, but it's not Mendenhall. Mendenhall's that's its whole thing. Its own.
Yeah, you're right.
What's the other one? The fjords, the
College Fjords.
that's a long day.
Yeah.
Just going through the,
Yeah.
you see it, and then it's like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
once you've seen
more.
it, you've seen it, but it's still, on a beautiful day, it is quite spectacular.
It is spectacular, and the idea that I can see it through my window here. It's not a porthole; it's an actual window, and I'm right here,
Yes.
and everybody is on the deck, and I'm doing a podcast. So, I've seen it a gazillion times, but because I can't go to it right now, I kind of want to. So let me just take a little break. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. We don't need you. Anyway, so you've been doing comedy now
For 36 years.
36 years.
Is it really
And you
36
started
years
where?
now?
I started in Boston. I started October 3rd, 1988.
Wow.
Al, when did you start? I was trying to think of this the other night when we were talking. I know you started
Like
a
2
little
years
before
prior
me.
to that, maybe 86.
Yeah.
You talking about
Yeah.
paid work or stepping on the stage?
Just like when you first started, when you
Walk
first
on
did your
stage.
first, when you did your very first
I was in
show.
high school. I was 17 years old. I went down to Noah's Arcade, which became Periwinkle's Comedy Club, on a Wednesday night and performed with other acts, magicians, singers, and they had a hook. And if you were doing poorly and getting booed by the audience,
Really? Love
they'd
it.
put a
Wait,
hook.
who ran it? Charlie Hall?
It was Charlie Hall and Frank O'Donnell, and they would put a big hook around you and pull you off the stage. And,
I love it.
and
You
the
said there was a
audience
hook, I'm
loved
like,
it.
that had to be Charlie Hall.
But the audience loved it. So even if you were doing well, they were pulling people off stage because it was getting such a reaction from the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
I did not get the
It's like a
hook.
gong show.
I did not get the hook. So I'm
No.
pretty happy I avoided that. And
Do you remember what was one of your first bits?
I used to do Scarface with Al Pacino. So I would throw flour on my face, completely cover my face. I would wear a suit, and I'd throw it on my face, a Tony Montana suit, and I'd just say "fuck you" like 80 times, and then I say they should have called it "fuck face." That was my bit. That was my signature.
That's not
bit.
bad. That's
The
not
audience
for
would
a first bit.
The audience would go
That's-
nuts.
Nuts.
Yeah, and that's pretty.
Well-
It's funny how like your first bit was like a physical kind of thing where, like me or probably Rob, it was just like a joke.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like some dumb little joke, but you went flower.
I was
and
impression,
really went for it.
mimicking.
You went
I
for
was
the
doing
whole
carrot
thing.
top without the
Yeah.
residency. I was going
Right.
over the top. Yeah, but it
Yeah.
it was
And it was in Rhode
exciting,
Island.
and to get that reaction, that was the reason why I continued doing it. Of course, I weaned from
They
all that
encouraged
stuff. Absolutely. I was
What if
getting-
you had bombed that night? What if they had booed and just quiet? Would you have come back?
I would have been selling insurance.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well-
and happy. You might have been happy.
You might have been retired by now.
I know. I know.
Think of the benefits of
Just
selling
2 more
insurance.
years.
You did
Just
a cruise
3
in
more
Alaska
years.
with your
Just-
grandchildren. You paid for the cruise.
You'd have
It's 5 more years.
Yeah.
401k.
Oh, it'd be a beautiful
You'd have
thing.
health insurance.
But luckily, that crowd laughed.
I have a 402k, so that's good.
And now you're
That's all working
in
out.
Mendenhall, wherever, Glacier.
Wherever I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why are we
Well, you
talking
got a
about
better
me? We should be
reaction.
talking about Robbie. We should be
Oh
asking
no, I was
Robbie
just
more
because I was
questions.
curious because we were talking about so the first night of the week, he gives me his intro, and of course I screw it up.
Yeah.
And he goes, he walks on stage and goes, two L's. How hard can it be? And
Right. It seemed pretty easy.
I don't understand how stupid this
No,
is.
it's
I don't understand. It just seems
it's not
very
a tongue
easy, 2
twister. It's just
2 L's, 1 pod
You gotta-
podcast. Right?
you got to
But
see it written out. That's the best way to do it. 2 hours,
Anyway.
1 pod.
so then
Yeah.
after the show, he goes, the other Al is Al, you. And I go, oh.
Oh,
And then I was like, oh, a funny guy from New England that begins with A.
Artie January.
Artie, the
there we
pharmacist.
go.
Artie Januario.
I don't know
And
how
he
I
was
pulled that last name.
He was like, no. I go, what other name begins with an A? And he's like, oh, Al. Al.
But back to you and our beginnings. I'll include myself in this. We started doing the Barry Katz one-nighters comedy clubs together, and then Barry was actually kind of managing both of us at one time for colleges. He was our college agent.
I was with Boston Comedy, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
For colleges.
Right.
I did that MTV half-hour comedy hours spring break special thing. And I knew nothing. I didn't even know there was a college market. I didn't know that was a thing. I was so stupid when I started doing it. And Barry just called me up and was like, hey, Rob, can we submit that tape? And I was like, what? To what?
What tape?
And he was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, college. And I was like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's a
And
nice,
I got
it was a
like-
nice little
yeah.
niche.
Oh, yeah, I got like 6 conferences that first, just from that one little
Oh,
video.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
changed
then-
the
and also-
my whole trajectory.
Yeah, then you were off doing college tours. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
because they were like, okay, you got to do 45 minutes. I was like, okay, no problem. I had 35.
That's pretty
Wow.
good though. 35 still is pretty good.
I was, hey, what are you majoring in? Hey,
Oh.
that takes
Oh,
5
yeah.
minutes.
Filler,
Hey.
filler.
Oh, really? You're not going to make any money doing that?
Barry
What
sent out
a
my
waste of time.
he sent my contract out and it said 60 minutes, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I said put
I could only
45.
walk on the moon for so long.
45 to 6. I made him change it. He goes, why? He goes, just do filler. And because I saw what he did with Anthony Clark. He hired Anthony Clark, started doing colleges, and Anthony only had about 15 minutes of funny and
Yeah.
about 30 minutes of stage time. And he said, you got to come up with an hour. So that's when Anthony Clark started going around lifting material. And this is a fact. We all knew it. But Barry
Right.
Katz was behind that. He's, this poor kid from Lynchburg, Virginia. He said, you need to get an hour so you can make $100,000 this year. So he went around cherry picking material. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not giving the guy a pass.
It's my teeth.
Wow.
Yes,
Is that
I'm not giving the
is
guy
that
a pass.
industry
but-
standard? I mean, I watched
was in his
Barry Katz's
20s.
little industry standard on Instagram. He's got these little videos.
Yeah.
Barry, and he's very pontificates about the high art of comedy, and yet he's telling somebody just go get an hour together.
Rob, you
know what I
didn't
mean?
confirm that. Did you? You didn't confirm that. So you just
No, I
want to stay away from
totally.
it?
I mean, these are the stories I've heard. I mean, it's all standard practice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Barry was
But-
more about picking a young person who he saw potential in, who was
Sure.
gonna who he could be like, just do what I tell you, and everything's gonna be all right.
How long?
I mean,
you
because
with-
basically all the people that he had that then made it always left him.
Yeah, Dave
let's do
Chappelle,
with these
Louis
guys. They
CK.
always leave. Everybody
Well-
leaves those guys they start with.
What's his name? Jay Moore,
Jay Moore, Dave
Dave
Chappelle,
Chappelle.
Louis CK.
I didn't know Louis was with him.
Even and I even what's his name? Republican guy. I'll think of it later.
Nixon.
Nick.
What? I don't know.
No,
Nick
Nick.
DiPaolo.
Nick DiPaolo.
Oh, Nick DiPaolo.
Nick DiPaolo.
Was everyone with Barry at some point from Boston? Like
It
in
varies.
some
yeah.
way?
Yeah.
Well,
Was it
because
Boston
everybody
Comedy
worked for him.
Club or
Because he had about what 25, 30 rooms.
so you had
20,
to work
27 at the peak. Yes, you're
For Barry.
accurate.
If you were a
right.
comic, you worked some way for Barry.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And this is before he moved to New York and got the Boston Comedy Club.
Yes. When he took the college money and went to New York and
Oh,
then
you
owed
remember that?
everybody money.
Okay, the dirt's
Because
coming
people
out.
said
This is
to
what
me,
I want
they
to
go,
hear.
"How could you let him? How could you let him owe you 10 grand?" And I said, "It was like a 2-week tour. It's not like he was way behind in paying me. It was like I got off the road from the 2 weeks. He owed me however many colleges I did in that time, added up to 10 grand. And I was like, "Where's my check?" And they're like, "Barry's in New York." Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, there were comedians who didn't have 40 colleges on the books and had 20 grand in their checking account. They were living gig to gig. They quit their day jobs.
That was me.
And then all of a sudden, what's that?
Yeah, I was one of those.
Well, I'm saying is there were people that were struggling and
Right.
they really needed to get that weekly paycheck or every 2 weeks. And all of a
Yes.
sudden it didn't come for 2 months and they were losing their shit.
Yeah.
You know, they were, you know, they had bills and they had to eat.
So he was
etc.
getting the money and just sitting on it, like a lot of agents.
Yeah, they'll sit on it.
Oh,
and
no, he didn't just sit on it.
He
didn't
bought
pay it.
Didn't he buy like a
What the hell?
Corvette?
It took me. I'm gonna say it took me 10 to 15 years to get all that money.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit!
Because well, yeah, I kept calling him like, where's my money? Oh, Rob, I'll send you. Like he would send like a little here. I'll never forget. He pulled up because he had sold the company to Paul Wayne,
Mm.
and then Paul Wayne owed everybody the money. That
Took
was like
on
the
the debt.
deal. Like,
Yeah.
yes. So Paul was paying me a little at a time, and then at one point Paul went, "I've already paid you like what I was supposed to pay you," and I went, "No, I'm still
No.
owed like another."
There's
couple
no
of grand.
record. There's no record of anything. There's no
I was the only one with the
recourse.
record of what I was owed.
Ridiculous business we're in.
So when I was in LA, I was living in LA, and Barry pulled up in front of the Laugh Factory in a Ferrari.
It was a Ferrari. You
gets
went
out
from
of-
Corvette to Ferrari.
He gets out of the car, and I go, Barry, I don't see how you can't pay me the rest of my money when you're pulling up to a place in a Ferrari. And he's like, it's a lease. I go, you could have leased a Corolla.
Right? Paid me.
Bill Burr had a similar story. The same thing. He said he pulled up in the Ferrari, and he still owed all these comedians money, including himself, and it was just ridiculous. But
And why
he was
everyone
trying
seems
to
okay
become
with him though? Like,
well,
there's
because
no
he was
hard
dangling the
feelings?
carrot. There was work.
No, now
He was cultivating
now,
it.
Say now, years later, everyone seems okay with Barry and no hard feelings from anyone. Like, hey, you owed me a lot of money here, and you never paid me.
I got all mine back. It didn't take me 10 or 15 years. It took me a couple of years to. But I was also.
it took me about 10 years.
Couple of
Wow,
years.
that's crazy.
Because
it was always pushed down. You know, it was the can was kicked down the road. There it was always oh, I got you this gig, and I go, but where's the money? He goes, I'm paying you that money now. I go, so the money for this gig is going to be coming in the future. It was always, keep going, Al. You're gonna do
You'll
well
get
in
there.
the business.
Yeah.
And I was okay because I actually was doing well in the college market, and I had like a brand new Honda Accord. So I was like, I was a poor kid. That was like amazing to me. I got a brand new car. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
But then the colleges were paying you direct. So that was another thing that changed. Instead of going through the office, we were getting we had a check waiting for us.
Well,
That was it. I used to get paid at colleges from the people, and they'd hand me a check.
But after that happened, I left and went with East Coast Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to them, no, I'll be getting the check directly and paying you.
Yeah.
Like I learned my lesson. Like from that point on, I never.
Who was East Coast Entertainment?
Was that Denise Kirk?
Liz Lord.
Oh, Liz Lord, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was
the
with Boston Comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so when I went with her, I was like, listen, I'm going to get the check myself and then I'll pay you.
Yeah.
And then that's how that was.
There's nothing worse than working and then weeks pass and you haven't been paid. I mean, that's just
right. But
doesn't go that way.
It's not. Barry wasn't the only guy playing that game.
A lot of them do it.
Billy Downs.
Oh my God, Billy No Money Downs. That was his nickname. He'd offer you a gig. He'd say back then, whatever it was, it's $200. Then you get there and he gives you $100. And you go, where's the other $100? He goes, oh yeah, I'll get back to you. I got part of it was a check, and I'm a little. I had to pay the other people, and I'm like, I'm the entertainment.
Yeah,
I'm the reason why this is happening.
Yeah, every state has their guy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
they're all the same. Like all those stories. Roger Paul is the same thing. It's like he still owes me $300. You know what I mean? It's like it's never gonna come.
Well, Billy Downs still owes me. He owed me like $600, and I was moving to Los Angeles. This was like 1996 or whatever it is. And I'm like, Billy, you owe me like $600. I'm moving to Los Angeles. I'd really like to get this money before I leave. I could use it to help me resettle and blah blah blah. He gives me, those old printed checks like they're all connected like a row of checks.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
They're perforated.
That
You
you
gotta
were
pull
like,
them apart.
yeah, perforated, and you pull them off. And he gives me a string of checks, and each one is made out for $25. And he goes, deposit one a week.
Wow.
So I deposit the first check, and it bounces, and I get charged a $15 fee. And I
Jesus.
sent him a message, and I said, you now owe me $615, which I know I'll never see.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I had that
that's
back and
great.
forth.
And then I couldn't believe like guys were still taking gigs from him.
I bought a house in Somerville, a 2-family, so I became landlord guy. And so I really needed to keep the cash flow coming in. And I kept taking those gigs from Billy
Right.
Downs. And he lived
Yeah.
in Winchester in a big, beautiful Victorian home.
Of course you did.
It's a theme with these guys.
So he had an account at Winchester Bank. So I would call the bank and I say, hey, because they knew me at this point, Al Ducharme, comedian, is the money there for $200? She goes, hold on. She goes, if you get down here quick, because there's other comedians coming. So you got to jump in your car, go down there and be one of the first like 3 people to cash the check.
Oh my
You might know this. Who's the one
Christ.
that stole his watch? Didn't steal it. They took the watch as payment.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, let me see your new watch.
Wasn't it like,
Who was that?
not quite a Rolex, but it was like a high-end watch?
Yeah, it was like a high-end watch, but they owed this person a lot of money.
Oh.
And oh, Billy, let me see your watch. And they put it on.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and they walked away with it.
I forget who it was. It was like Fitzsimmons or somebody like that.
Was
That's
it
great.
David Earl? What was his name? Earl David. What's his name?
Reed?
Or maybe it's
Yes,
Earl
Reed.
David Reed?
Yes, Earl David Reed went. Now, Earl David Reed also bought a Corvette, which caused Barry to get one too. He went in one day, grabbed that check ledger, the ones with the perforated edges and all that, and
Yes.
he went in there and wrote his own check. And I'm standing there watching him do it. He wrote his own check for like $5,000 and then walked out. And then Nina said to me, Al, we can't pay you. He just walked out with all the money that was left in the account. What was Earl David Reed? Well, he was driving a brand new Corvette, so I guess he had bills.
I guess.
David Reed. Oh,
Yeah, he said he goes.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. He
He's
owes
still
me
around.
$10,000. I'm taking half now.
Right.
wow.
The time.
Good for him.
And then
I
Barry
didn't know that was-
became
I
a
didn't think
millionaire,
of
by
that.
the way. Barry became a millionaire because
Of course he did.
Jay Moore landed.
Look at all the guys he had.
He had some big clients.
He had Last
But,
Comic
It's the Last
Standing.
Comic Standing show alone.
Producer.
That deal they had. And it ran for like 9 seasons.
Barry made so
that
much money,
Executive producer.
he could afford to get divorced. He had 2 kids and he got a divorce and he was able to just write them a check. And it all worked out.
All worked out for Barry.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
It's not a bad gig if you want to come back in a new life and that kind of guy. Find some talent, sign them,
Right.
take 10% of everything you do. It's not bad.
15.
15. What the fuck? Hold on. No. All right. There we go. Look at
him learning the
Boom.
technology.
Learning.
Learning the technology.
learning.
Woo.
We-
So, Robbie,
we keep
you
our,
became.
what is this? Keep our ears open and our mouths shut, and we learn.
I only talk for an hour a day. The rest of the time I spend listening so
Yes.
that I learn.
That's right.
I
Yes.
learn.
You have
Yeah.
the
I only
satellite
spend an
dishes.
hour a day I talk. And the rest of the day is listening and learning.
Mhm.
Learning.
An hour a
because you're
day?
Stupid.
On this ship.
Yeah. Well, we're working with a guy who and we're enjoying it though. He's blowing our mind every night. Man, on
Every night with the
stage.
wisdom.
Smartphones, stupid people.
Your call cannot be completed.
Oh,
Does
it's
his
good.
name
Because he's
begin
not
with
good
an
at the
R?
guessing game. He's not good
No,
at
you're
the
not good at
game.
guessing.
It's a guessing game.
I'm not. I'm not. I've never done a guess the guest. I've always had the guest. That was my
You've
first.
always had to guess. I think a few times. I've had a couple, but mainly you. Yeah, we've had him as a guest. This guy, and yeah, it's can't miss stand up. They can't miss TV.
You have to watch.
15 minutes, you got to be in that room because you don't know what's going to happen. That's how
Anything could happen.
that's how exciting it is. Yeah, and most times it's not very good, but it's happening, and we're enjoying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Most of the time it's no good.
It's a lot
Oh,
of
really?
fun.
Is it a car wreck?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's a.
That's why you gotta watch.
Comedians love that. It's
That's right.
It's just a lot of lecturing.
Yes.
There's a lot. There's a
lecturing.
lot of. Oh yeah, there was
Is
a 19-year-old girl on a cell phone, which is not uncommon at a comedy show. And the whole show was stopped to let her know how stupid she was and how dumb she was and how the whole world is now ruined because of these phones and the people in Silicon Valley, they don't even let their kids use these phones because they know how disruptive they are.
Yes.
Wow, really?
Little taste. That's a little taste.
Went on this went on for 5 minutes
Yeah.
of a 15-minute show.
Yeah.
Right. So a third of the
Yeah.
show. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And then the rest is at a very loud volume, but always going back to the point of you're stupid. I'm probably
I'm the
smartest
guru.
man.
I'm the genius.
Oh yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
smartest person.
And you're
in the
missing
room.
these jokes. You're missing these are layered jokes. There's a lot going on here. You're
And
missing
he has
it.
30 weeks. He has 30 weeks
Yeah.
on the icon.
He's doing okay. He's doing fine.
Who's he
Have you
sleeping with?
Have you done shows on the current?
Who's he sleeping with? You guys don't want to say it. Nobody gets this far into the podcast. Most podcasts, no matter who you are.
Out sleeping with somebody? Do I have to sleep with one of the L's? That's not good.
Oh no!
Get in that bed.
No, you got in under the wire.
You're gonna feel a little prick.
We'll be right back.
Smack that ass.
So wait a minute. So Robbie, you were able to support your family and whatnot, but you started a family, correct? I kind of lost track of you
I've
a little
been
bit.
married twice. I've had Shannon. You remember Shannon? I believe you were at the wedding.
Yeah. Yes, I was. Yes.
Yeah. So we got divorced in 2007, 2008. I remarried in 2009. Have a son,
Right.
2 stepkids, but now we're
okay.
divorced. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Should I have not brought it up?
No,
No,
it's
no,
not
no,
fine.
no,
We can cut this right out.
it's a whole long story. But yeah, you know how this business is. You're away all the time, and
Yes. I know. And my wife stays with me. I'm like, doesn't she get it? She has an
Right.
out, and she keeps
Yeah.
like, all right. I'm like, all right,
yeah,
assume the position. Okay.
But
Yeah.
it's ending. We both know that.
Oh, yeah.
It is ending. It's obvious.
Yeah. We've been trying to get it to end, and I don't want to be the
and-
bad guy.
I don't know if you know, Al, Robbie's son has taken up
yeah. My son just started doing
stand-up
it.
comedy.
Oh, fuck this.
Yep.
Whatever.
So, and Tony V's son
Oh,
is doing it as well, right?
Yes, Tony V's son does it. I had
Oh.
no idea that my son wanted to do it. Just about a year ago, he just came to me and said, "I'd like to give it a try." And I was like, "When did this happen? Why? You see what it's like with all the travels and the never seen."
Yeah.
He's like, huh?
Wow.
But he loves it because you know what it
How
was
old
during
is-
COVID. He
That's what I'm
is
saying.
now
COVID. I was
15.
going to go.
He's 15. He started when he was 14. So during COVID, I was bringing him to all like the outdoor shows,
Mm-hmm.
and he just loved hanging out with the comics. Like everybody's making fun of each other, and we're all hanging out. You know how it is when you hang out; you're all just making fun of each other and laughing and having a good time. And he was like, "This is just so great!" Like he was like, "When's the next one? You guys have so much fun doing what you do." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a great job." And then
That's really the best part of the job.
yeah,
That's the best part right
I
there.
really think it is.
Yeah.
And then I think he saw that and he was like, I want in. And so he just wanted to try it. And ever since he started doing
So
it.
you introduced him to Billy Downs.
Yeah, Barry
And
Katz.
Barry Katz.
You know, all the important people. Well,
He's got to pay his dues.
He's young enough that Barry might be interested.
But I mean, really, you think about this kid, 10 years, he does comedy, he'll be 25 with 10 years experience.
Right.
I mean, it's
Chappelle.
crazy.
Chappelle and Matt
Right.
Rife.
Bill
Matt
Hicks.
Rife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill
Well,
Hicks.
I think Matt Rife was another guy that he started watching on TikTok and he was like,
Yeah.
it just looks fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's enjoying it. He's got his website now. He's He's got his videos on TikTok
cool.
and such.
I have to check him out. And
Ethan Prince.
And then I'll troll him.
Yes.
I don't
You'd
want him
love that.
taking my gigs from me.
I would go
3
back
more
in time.
years. 3 more
I would go-
years.
If I go back in time, I would get a regular job, but I would go to the comedy club, meet the comics, get to know them,
Yeah.
and hang out.
Oh, that
in the
guy.
way.
There's a few of
So
those
I want-
guys.
Yeah, but I'll buy
You'd
some
have
drinks.
you'd have to sell coke.
I want to hang out with you guys, but I don't want to be a comic.
You gotta
But I
sell
want to
pot.
hang out and smoke cigars with guys in the back.
Who is that?
So-
guy? He loves
He buys
comedy.
us drinks. Yeah,
He buys
that
us-
guy's cool. He buys us. He always buys us drinks. I'm like, yeah.
There was a guy like that at Dominic's. Remember hanging out
Yes.
at Dominic? The guy that would
Yeah.
always buy us pizzas. We'd be
Yeah,
over
there's
there
a
like
few of
drinking
them.
and playing darts. And
Yeah, there's always that guy. He loves
we'd
it.
get like 2 pizzas would come over. Like, this is from so-and-so at the bar. Hey, all right. Hey. Like every time we're in there.
Yeah, he was gay.
I don't know. I don't think
they're like
I
a
would do anything.
barfly. They're gay or something. There's something alternative
Yeah.
motive, but they want they
Yeah.
want to be a part of the limelight, and they have to plug in their energy somewhere. So this is, and they
Well,
get
it's
accepted.
different now too, because when we were young, we didn't know. Like, you didn't know the green room and the hang.
No.
Now kids grow up YouTube or podcasts. They're hearing about green rooms, hanging out, busting balls, so they know about it going in. When we walked in a comedy club, we were just lost. We didn't know anything.
I had no idea.
No one told us, "Oh, that's the green room. That's how it'll be," and we didn't know shit.
I sat on a stool in the back of the room and just hoped that like George McDonald would be like, "Hey, you want to do 8 minutes?" Okay.
George, the super nice guy. We love the George. There was a few guys that were nice and personable in the
I
Boston
thought there were
scene,
many
and
guys that were nice. Yeah.
but then there were a few guys that were very like curmudgeons, just like, this is my
Yeah.
territory. Get out of here, kid. They were
Yeah.
probably like 4 or 5 years older than us, but they were like an old soul
Right.
kind of like.
But
Yeah.
then years passed.
Well, you remember
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
started, like everybody was super old. Like
Yeah.
I started when I was 20 and I was like, somebody that was 30, I was like, oh, this
Oh.
guy.
Yeah.
This guy's still a middle?
Yeah.
What? I'm not going to be doing that when I'm 30.
What a loser.
What a
You won't
loser.
catch me doing that.
He's got a mortgage. Gross.
Oh, a life? Fuck.
Kids?
Awful.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah. I worked with Seinfeld early on, and he goes, never get married. Don't get married. You got to be established. You got to.
Right.
And then I got married like 6 months later. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck.
Why didn't you listen to Jerry?
Hey, who's he? You know,
Right.
who's he?
What does he know? What does he know
He
from
was picking
nothing?
up teenagers at high school in his Lamborghini or Porsche.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
but he had a show at the time. He actually had the Lamborghini. You know,
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
that wasn't
It was,
a lease.
it was a little bit weird, though. You have to admit, looking back, him pulling up in his Porsche, 41 years old, picking up his
Yeah.
17-year-old girlfriend. It was
But no one cared at the time. We didn't know. It was like the cover of the Post. Like, it was. They were like, look at this. That's fun. It wasn't like it's creepy or weird or anything.
it's
I
a
mean,
little
I
weird.
remember. Think of all the songs back then. I mean, She's Only 17 was a song.
Yeah.
Right.
Dad says she's too young, but she's all that I need. I mean,
She's just 16 years old.
16.
Yeah.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16.
It's about lusting after a girl turning 16.
Elvis met
Wow.
Priscilla when she was 13.
Yeah, that always goes under the radar.
That always goes under the radar. I think, well, being famous and being Elvis.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
and her parents
That
kind of sold her to him, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Hey,
he
wait,
was like,
my daughter. Oh, Elvis?
I'll bring her to Memphis, and she'll live a nice life, and I'll pay you money. And they were like, all right, good enough.
But
I
I
don't
don't
get
know.
our daughter.
A lot
I
of
just
people
think in
were
the
getting
80s,
married.
17 was more acceptable than like now. It's just,
Yes.
I mean, now even somebody in their early 20s is considered creepy nowadays.
Well, don't you feel? I feel
Well,
creepy
Belichick.
on stage.
Yeah.
And there's young girls, and you're doing a bit or talking to them. After I'll pull the plug, and I don't do too long with it because I feel like I'm coming across as creepy.
Yeah.
I'd rather just chat
Well,
with
that's
some
every
old,
night.
I want to chat with some old bag in the back who, that's fine.
Right.
But if you're telling the young girl, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's
Bill
going over
Belichick?
and like,
Bill
I'm sorry?
Belichick.
Yeah, that's
Bill
odd.
Belichick, coach.
Yeah,
That's
that is very-
71 to 20, 20
Right.
I think he's 24, right?
24.
but with
I wish it
you-
was me. Don't get me wrong.
That's the thing. A lot of guys high up
You take-
on the horse here,
Oh, I'm not high
and
up
it's
on
like,
the horse.
it's crazy. You'd be doing it.
I believe it was
Oh.
James Woods. James Woods was seeing a younger lady, and the press asked him about it. Like she was in her 20s and he was like 60. He was like, "Look, when your dog dies, you don't get another dog, you get a puppy."
That's great. Oh, I love it.
Again, you take a pill, and you're ready to go.
Fine.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know what I mean. It looks a little odd, but I don't care. I mean, I don't see any. Why? So Bill Belichick should be with a 70-year-old woman?
No.
You know what I mean? Looking like a
No,
like
I
an old
just
lady.
yeah, just something
know.
about like a 35, 40-year-old seems like, oh, that's cool. But
Right.
there's
No,
what I'm
it's-
saying is that it seems like there's something wrong with the girl for
Oh.
her to be climbing on sweaty,
Grandpa.
overweight Bill Belichick, 71. But apparently her real estate portfolio is rumored to have grown.
All right, but I mean, we don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
He could be like, "I'm going to set you up for life."
It could-
like she
yeah.
could literally be set for
You
life.
just ride
and be
my
like, "Okay,
knob.
I got to be with this
It's a
sweaty old
contract.
guy for."
If you make it to this stage,
years.
you get this, this, and this.
I
Right.
think most of those, it would be some kind of a contract, some kind of a deal. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to marry her and then we're never having sex again, or he's
Right.
it's a contract. Like
Because Kraft
things are gonna
had
happen
that.
here.
He was like 80, 79, 80, and he had the 37-year-old girlfriend, right? Kraft.
Who was this?
Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots. Robert
Oh.
Kraft.
I don't know about that one.
Is he married? I thought he liked hand jobs.
His wife passed away, and then like a year and a half later, he had this like 37-year-old girlfriend, blonde.
Hand jobs in Venezuela, by the way, is Paja.
Paha.
Paha. Yeah, you got it
Paha.
wrong.
Paha.
Paja.
You got it wrong. Oh,
I
your
got it
audience member got it wrong.
Although it was the next night, but I recall it being a B. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, I did it twice. I did the thing, and then somebody said it's Baja
That was the guy from Venezuela.
from Venezuela. And then when I was saying Baja,
The next night,
they were getting mad at me because it's a P. Paha.
right?
Yeah.
But then then you go, "Are you from Venezuela?" And the guy was like,
No.
"No." So I don't know who's right. and
It's
who's wrong.
regional. It's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
All good.
But
No.
the most famous of them all was Anna Nicole Smith, right?
Yes.
With, that guy was like
Well,
8.
that was ridiculous. I'll give you that.
That guy was like
that
8.
guy was
Oh
like-
no! Suddenly
that
it's
guy looked-
ridiculous.
That
He was
guy
in a-
looked dead.
He was in a
No, he was-
wheelchair.
Bill Belichick's, he's a coach still in football.
Yeah.
That
Well,
guy
he's-
was checked out.
He's coaching college. That's the thing
Right.
with Belichick, and his girlfriend's 24, and he's
Yeah.
coaching 20-year-olds. It's just kind of
Right. It's weird. Yeah, he has a $1 million out. That's still, I think, he can get out of that contract for $1 million payment if the NFL was to offer anything. And so that, I don't know how long he's going to be, how long he's
one
going to be
season.
there. If they do well, and he looks like he knows what he's doing again, he'll probably get hired.
Did he ever forget what he was doing?
Well, they had some
Do you think? I mean,
bad seasons.
of course they had bad seasons.
Isn't that
I mean,
right?
they went from having this great team to a bunch of.
Are you
Oh
a
my
Belichick
God.
or a Brady guy? Like, what did they win because of both? Did they win because
Both.
of Brady? Did they win because of Bill?
I
Both.
think it's just
Good picking.
both. I think
And good.
Would they have won without Bill? If the coach had picked him to put him in, that's Belichick's biggest home run. He decided we're going with Brady over Bledsoe.
right.
That's the whole thing. Another coach might have
2000.
Bledsoe would be healthy, and he might have went, all right, Drew.
I mean,
back in.
you can take the Brady position because Brady went down to Tampa and won.
Mhm.
But at the same
love that.
time,
I
they
love
had
that.
they had a great team too.
Yes, they were ready.
I mean, it's not like Brady can win without the pieces around him,
No.
but he's definitely a great quarterback.
If you were starting a team right now, NFL team, and they're in their prime, are you picking Brady as a quarterback or Belichick as your coach?
I'm going with Brady as my quarterback.
There you are.
Because
Alfred,
if you get the right coach, yeah, because he's proven himself with another coach. Like
right.
you said,
But he's more.
he walked away with her.
The great quarterback is more important than the great coach.
Agreed.
I think they were very
there's a lot of
lucky
great
to have
coaches.
the synergy they had, the right picks
Yes.
for so long. Like
Yeah.
don't take the best person in other positions. Take this third, fourth pick person who's looks like he has potential, and if we can get through to him,
Coach him up.
he's going to fit the position.
Well, he
we
was
need.
great at coaching him
Oh,
up,
my-
and
Oh yeah.
Now is that like with any sport though? I mean, can you take Gretzky? I mean, take a Gretzky like player and put him on any team, and he's gonna win. I mean,
I guess
They
not
won-
because Gretzky.
they won-
he only won with Edmonton.
Yeah,
They
He
won
played for
so
the
many
Rangers in
games
LA.
by 1 and 3
Yeah.
points. You know what I mean?
Very, very. He was very close with LA to get in a cup, but but yeah, I mean, would you rather start with a great player or a great coach? That's a great question.
But always a player.
Like in baseball, it would be a pitcher, right? Like if you could have the great
Marino, right?
Dan Marino, great quarterback.
Never won a ring.
No. Went to the Super Bowl in his first season, lost, and figured, well,
in this day
and
age, he would have been traded and won a Super Bowl with another team.
Hell yeah. Oh, that is a shame he never won. And a lot of kids don't even really know who he is. And
no, why would they?
He was the best when we were. Yeah, I mean, I think he was the best.
I think everybody that was great when we were young, most kids have no idea who those people are. Most people don't know who Gretzky is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
same with us.
But I think we do. I feel like,
us.
Don't you feel like sports fans from our age were better because we didn't have the internet. We had to know this shit. You had to really learn it.
Right,
like I know who Bobby Orr was.
Yeah, you know who the old players are.
I know who, Babe Ruth was.
Sure.
I knew, and I'm not even a big baseball guy, but I knew like the old legends.
Yeah. Kids today, they don't know anything.
I knew
kids today.
Roger Staubach. Yeah, all those guys.
Yeah. Well, the Cowboys.
All right, let's break away from sports for a second.
Yeah. All right.
I don't even know how we got
let's
there.
Get back to you.
It's
easy. We're talking about dating.
We wouldn't do comedy.
Oh, that's right.
We're talking about dating.
When we went to dating
people.
Oh, we should have married. We should never have got.
Oh, Anna Nicole, the old guy, and then you went to Belichick. Yeah, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You brought this to Belichick.
We had the old man.
Let's change gears and get back to you. What are you doing in your when you're on land? You're home. What is your thing that you do?
It's not often. It's not often.
Okay.
I'm out here quite a few weeks a year. Got to make up for those months off during COVID. Mm-hmm. Still paying the bills.
Same here.
I'm building up that 402k plan.
Yes. That argument's getting soft now, though. Hey, I started mine in my 20s, so I was a proponent on that Roth IRA. I was like, boom, boom, boom.
You should be done. Retire.
You should be all set then.
40 years. Pull plug. You're done.
What shitty investments that you make that you're
still working? It's
40 years, man.
Before I did mutual funds, I was like, I can do this. What happened to that 20 grand? Barry Katz has it.
Industry standard.
It's okay. It's okay. It could have been a lot better if I had done mutual funds and let someone else manage it in the beginning of the first few years. But for the most part, I was able to contribute through comedy. And so I feel like I was mostly disciplined for a majority of those years. So
have you done anything else besides comedy?
No.
All three of us have made a living in comedy for our adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, we don't talk about a lot. It's kind of rare. I mean, there's a bunch of guys, but there's not
decades
that many that have done decades. Just comedy. No other gigs.
I've during COVID, I had a side hustle. That's it. That's the only other time I really I did anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right out of college, I worked for my dad for like 6 months. And then once I started doing colleges, I was making enough to be on my own. And that was,
How long were you in comedy before you started doing the colleges and could do the hour or whatever,
So, 3 years.
It's quick.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
It was almost like a have to, because once I got that MTV half hour comedy hour and then the tape was submitted and I got all the conferences, I was like, oh, and they're like, you need 45 minutes. And I was like, ugh. I just started writing like crazy.
Right.
Because I started in 88 and I did that show in 91.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you always being funny, though, right out of the gate when you were running around doing the 10-minute spots, 15. You were always like funny, and people were interested in hearing you. They were like, "Hey, who's this guy? What is this young voice? He sounds seasoned for a young guy." So,
you appreciate that.
Kind of.
You obviously didn't see my first couple of shows because they were terrible.
No, I got to. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a clip of your first show
Right
now.
here. There it is.
There it is.
And that was the last episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I'll tell you, sometimes being stupid helps. Like the thing that helped me out
I've always thought so.
was I didn't know you could just keep doing the same act. So the first 4 times I went on,
New material?
I did new material the first 4 times I went on. And somebody came up to me and they went, "Wow, every time you go up, you do new stuff." And I go, "Aren't you supposed to?" And they're like, "No, that's not how this works." And I was like, "Really?"
You got to fine tune.
I was still doing the Scarface bit.
And so
I wish I was. I should bring it back, actually.
You should.
So I like just kind of combined all the best that I had at that time, and all of a sudden I had like a funny 5 minutes. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this is what it's like to be good." Like, "Oh, wow, you can go on stage and get laughs. Wow, this is great."
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But
And then it kind of like it built from there. Like I kept writing a lot, but I wasn't trying to do new. I would do like a couple of new things instead of like a whole new.
you always had your
Yeah.
arsenal of jokes right here, and then you try to do the new stuff in between. That
Yeah,
was,
more like
that was
the way
my
I do-
formula. Sneak it in between the tried and true.
Yeah, I usually if I have a new joke that I like, I usually open with it because if it works as an opening bit,
Oh, yeah.
then that's it's gonna
It's
work.
smart. It's like Louis C.K. would take his closer and open with it.
Yeah, which I thought was so brave.
Yeah, it's the idea. And I'm like, I'm doing that. I've never done it.
Well,
But I want to do it. I like the idea of it a lot.
I think
but I've
I
never-
did
I
it,
tried
but I
it.
couldn't follow
You
myself.
tried?
I have tried
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
past to do that,
Wow.
but it's nothing, nothing that I do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But
But the idea is great of it.
I always thought because when you're opening up, especially when you get a 45-minute theater show, that first couple of minutes is just banter.
Mhm.
Like, "Hey, how's everybody doing? What you do today? Blah, blah, blah." Like, if you can sneak in a new joke and it gets a big laugh, you're like, "Oh, great." Because sometimes if you do it in between 2 really good bits,
You don't know.
they already like you. So they're going to,
Right.
they're already going to like it because they like you.
Yeah. Isn't that weird, though, when you do a line that is a great line for me? Like, it always gets a laugh, but you do it early and it doesn't really get the laugh. And you're like, it's the same
Joke.
wording.
Yeah.
Why is it funny in 10 minutes and not now?
Again,
Because it goes with your personality.
That's it. They
Yeah.
have to like you.
They have to like
They
you.
have to like you. Yeah.
and that's not the rule for everybody. There are some comedians, they walk out and that first line, boom, and the audience is theirs, and then they feed them
Right.
the rest. Those short sets on the talk shows.
Yeah.
If you got a
Well,
laugh
we've
right
talked
out of the
about it.
gate.
Do you have an opening line? Like, have you had an opening line? Like, have you ever had one where you just walk out going, I know this is going to kill?
Yeah, I used to always have an opening bit that I always opened with.
Mhm.
And then I always had my closing bit. I always had and then everything else in the middle was
But do you you don't have one now, do you? Like, you don't.
No, for
You
certain
open-
situations, if I'm doing I have a string of airplane jokes, travel jokes. So if I'm doing comedy on the first night of the cruise, I usually open with that stuff because
Right, 'cause
everybody
they just traveled, yeah.
for the ship,
Right.
right? So they
Right.
get that stuff. So if I'm doing a welcome aboard show and I'm like, "I get it, we're all tired from traveling, blah blah blah," and then
Right.
I open up with that stuff,
Okay.
right? And it's funny because later in the week that stuff doesn't really work.
Yeah, they're out of that mindset.
Yeah.
Like this week, I'm gonna do it at the theater show, but it's the day before we travel.
They're
So I figured
Yeah.
that.
Because they're online, they're checking in, they're getting
Yeah, they're checking
boarding
in. They're all
passes.
ready for that.
I was just always jealous of the guy who had that, just walk out, killer opening line, crowd's roaring, and then he can do his thing.
Yeah,
And I've never had that. I've never had that. You know what I mean? It's more of just fuck around and hope you get somewhere.
you never had this is gonna be my first joke.
Not really. Like where I knew it was going to kill.
Oh, all right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Did you have a first?
I bounce. I would change it. I'd
Yeah.
hammer it to death for months, and then I go, I'm tired.
Right.
of
That's what I
doing
mean.
it.
You would have it for a while, though, right? You'd have it for
Yeah.
5-6
Yeah,
months, and then switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always had for a long time. I opened up with this aerobics joke. I used to say, "Oh, I'm gonna get in shape," and blah, and I opened up with this. It always just got a big laugh. Well, I can't. It's more of a visual.
all right.
But just an icebreaker. like
It was an
a lot of
icebreaker. That's what it was. It was
That's
a lot
what
of
I mean.
times-
I've never had that ice. I've never had that where I go, I'm going to go out, say this, and it'll break the ice.
yeah, I've been doing this
that
a
was
lot
like my
lately because
icebreaker
of the
for a long
cruise
time.
ships. How many people are on vacation with their families? They get a round of applause. How many people are on vacation from their families? And then you get that mix applause and ooh, and then I can
Yeah.
go into family shit, whatever. So it's kind of like it's not necessarily a joke. It's just to bring them into the bit that I'm going
Right.
to do after that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm warming up
Yeah,
my
I
own.
think the one thing
set.
easy about the ships is you know what everybody's doing. They're on vacation,
Right.
and you know you're going to get people from different places,
Right.
right? So that whole banter at the beginning is usually pretty easy to get something to come out of them,
Yeah.
especially when they get the ports coming up. Well, what are you going to do here? What are you going to do there?
Right.
Your Coco K bit is perfect.
Oh, yeah, but I can't. That's like an example of a joke.
Wait a minute, is that my
that's-
Coco K bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
You have a Coco K bit?
can I get the $50 that you owe me for that?
But that joke early on doesn't work. I used to
Right.
do
You
it
have to
early
experience. Yeah.
on, and it would not work.
Right,
But I do it at the end, and it works.
right.
But that was like I was thinking that was going to be my opening
Oh,
in the comedy club.
okay.
So I would say, "Hey, tomorrow or this week we're going to Coco K," and I'd do that joke, and it would go.
I have a
No,
Coco
they have to
K bit.
experience it. Yeah.
I got to know, yeah.
They don't have to, but you have to be close.
You have to know me though a little. I can't just walk on stage and say I'm basically. It'd be perfect if my ex-wife was killed in a car crash. That's what I mean by perfect day.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think Al knows the joke.
Oh, he doesn't know the joke?
I don't think so.
No, it's very funny.
Well, I'll be opening up with that.
It's a
next
very
time.
funny bit.
Yeah, I haven't worked with Al on a ship since Allure 6 years ago.
Since
Do you
we
do a lot
started
of you do a lot of these ships?
I mix it up.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know why you guys should say Mateo.
We've been
We're doing-
requesting that we work together.
Really?
We have a week in August
Oh,
on Utopia, or 5 days or something.
Well, we'll see. We had two, and the second one never.
Oh,
It's
the second one
ridiculous.
didn't. I don't know. Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
ridiculous.
You asked for something that would make sense, and no.
right.
I
Yeah.
do Symphony, Oasis, and Allure mostly. I haven't done the Icon as of yet, and Utopia I've done a few times.
I've worked with Bernie more recently than I've worked with Al.
Yeah.
Huh.
So there you go. I've worked with Bernie on
Yeah.
the Symphony.
And I'm working with Bernie again when I leave this.
So, but we keep requesting
We wanna
the two
tell you something.
Als.
That would be
Yeah.
that'd be great.
I know. And we have the web series, so we want to do an episode of that.
Right, because you think you'd be able to promote it while you're there,
Yeah.
and they would want that.
It's
Exactly.
ridiculous that we have not worked together on a ship in a
Really?
decade.
Right. In a decade.
Well,
Wow.
not 9 years, right? Is it 8 or
Yeah,
9
I mean,
years?
it seems like it's almost a personal thing of we're not
8
putting them
years.
together.
8
Wow.
years.
Yeah, a year or two before COVID, and
And how have I never run into you? Because I do Princess, I do Royal Caribbean,
Crazy.
Celebrity. We do all the same companies, and we never.
but on Princess,
I still work with
another
somebody.
comic?
Yeah.
Do you work with another comic?
No, but I'd never even run into him. Like sometimes
Okay,
you run into
but-
people who are getting off and getting on.
Right.
Like you cross paths.
There may have
which-
there may have been a situation where who was here last week? Robbie Prince. I have had that happen before. I go, oh, he's great. Blah 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 blah.
What's his name again? Is with an R.
Yeah,
What?
he
R is he from New
Yeah,
England?
Robbie,
Raymond?
Never heard of him.
Like how now he's like, hey, he's
Dude,
great. 40 minutes ago, I had
synapses-
no idea who he was.
I was not. I'm
You
waking
guys
up
have
now.
Ryan?
but,
Did you have Ryan last week? Ryan something. Ryan.
We had Ryan Hamilton. That's a guy, yeah.
I'm gonna dub over
You are
all your
on.
dialogue.
I'm gonna
for
guess.
this.
I'm gonna play guess that ship.
Wow.
Okay.
From this view,
Yeah, it's definitely not one of the.
Oh.
It's definitely not one of the newer ships. It is. Looks like a Grand class. It could be Grand.
Ooh,
it
well,
could
that's
use a cleaning, could use a freshening up.
Oh yeah, that
No, it's
ship's
actually-
probably.
It's 20-year-old
years
ship
old?
or 21 years old, so it's definitely but they did
Office-
renovate. They put
officer's
new
cabin.
carpeting in. They did the officer's
Is it-
cabin.
Is it Grand?
It's not. I'm going to the Grand right after this, but it's the Sapphire.
The Sapphire. Okay, that's a
Oh.
Grand class. All right, so I was right.
It
about
is a Grand
class,
class,
but wrong.
yes. Yes.
Mm.
Which class do you like best out of these?
On Princess,
Yeah.
I like the Royal class.
Yeah. Okay, I was just on
The Sun.
roll
Have you been
class.
on Sun? Have you been on
No.
Sun?
I haven't done no, not yet.
What's the difference with Royal class? Bigger, different.
Royal's bigger.
Theater.
Yeah, bigger. The only thing I don't like about the cabins is that it's got two little portholes, and you're basically
Yeah.
looking to a hallway.
Yeah.
You're not really
Yeah,
looking.
I just
you're
came
not
off
getting any
the
natural
Grand.
light.
Yeah. And there's one, if you go one cabin over, you can see the ocean.
Right. And sometimes you get those, and you're like, oh.
It's
And I
literally
think
4 feet over.
Now is Princess only doing the one night 3 show gig? They're not doing comedic theaters anymore.
No, I was just on the Grand Princess in Alaska for 10 days, and they had me in the theater.
Full 45 show.
Yeah,
Wow.
two full 45.
Two full
Who was
45.
was that recently? Was that who was your cruise director on that one?
I don't recall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been so busy since then. I can't remember.
Because I'm doing a lot of these 3 and 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And
From
they
now
said,
on, I'm doing
they
those.
said you're doing 3 shows a night. And of course I get on and they go, you're going to do 2 tonight and then you're going to do 1 tomorrow night. I'm like, okay, which is fine. But I'm
That's
told
great.
you're going to be in the theater 3 shows,
Right.
2 family shows, and an adult show. Now here,
Right.
he said, oh, the person here last week was really dirty on the 3rd show and we had complaints. So we need you to keep it PG-13 for all 3 shows. I go, so you're doing the knee-jerk reaction. You're going to give me direction on how to perform, which I've been doing for decades.
Right.
Princess just freaks out with that late
One
adult
or
show.
2 people.
And they said, we're going to watch
So
your
you have
show.
to change their act.
So they're going to be standing like this in the back to make sure that the one person who was dirty on the adult show went too far.
Right.
It's just
Yeah,
so
it's full adult.
they keep changing the rules. Now, I'm doing all
Right.
family PG-13.
Yeah, when I went there,
So you're doing 2
3
and then 1.
3 tonight. No, I'm going to
3
do 3
tonight and then 1 tomorrow.
3. No, you're 3 tonight and done.
Done.
Right.
Oh,
And
so
then
you're
on the
just doing the
Grand,
same-
last week on the Grand, same thing. I did 3 and done. And then on the next one, I'm going back to the
there was
Grand.
2 and 1.
Well, it used to be 3 and 1 because you do 3 and then a late night adult show.
I've done
the next
that.
night. What they're saying is they don't like that late night adult. I've been noticing because like I just did Enchanted, they're having us do 3 and then 2 late night adult shows the next night because it's very popular. It's so popular that they can't fit everybody in. No, same.
Oh, repeating.
What's the itinerary? What's the itinerary?
Caribbean.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah.
I think up here it's
It is
Alaska.
a little different.
You're getting an older crowd. You're getting families,
Right.
Because it's
Right.
summertime. So they're like,
Yeah.
whoa. So they're adjusting seasonally.
Yeah.
I get it, but when I did it, and it was Jamaica, and it was a year ago, and I was told by my ex, your agent, 3 adult shows. That's what you're doing.
No.
And when I got there, I talked to the host, and he was like, they're not. No, he goes, not really adult. Like, he goes, you can subject matter, but no cursing.
Right. For the clean
So I go,
shows.
so then these are clean shows.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not adult.
Right.
So I was in that laugh lounge,
Yes.
but I was basically clean. All 3 shows.
As you're supposed to be.
But I was booked.
And then
as
the next night they do a late night adult show.
Yeah, I never heard about that, and did
That's how it's supposed to
That's how
work.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
Well,
3,
they change it every time.
family.
Yeah.
3 family-ish, and then a late night the next night.
They're still trying to figure it out, yeah. But I've noticed if you are going to be doing the 3 and then the next night you're doing the late night adult show, every show, all 3 shows, I go, if you get offended easy, do not come to the show tomorrow night.
Yep.
If you didn't like this show, do not come to the show tomorrow night. And then I
I'm
make
going to
fun of
add,
them.
I'm ripping you off. I'm going to take that second part. You just
100%.
I just go, don't come.
I tell everybody to say because the last thing you want is those are the people that ruin it. I go, you people who go to guest relations and complain, you ruin it for the people who want to come and see a late night adult show. So don't come. And you know who you are.
I say these are family friendly repeat performances. So if you want to see some of the same stuff again, you're welcome to come back. But just so you know, it's not going to be a whole new half hour each show. And then tomorrow night,
Right.
all new material, adult only. If you're
Yeah.
easily offended, blah, blah, blah,
100%.
blah. You have to
Oh,
actually tell.
so you change
I train my audience.
you change up your 3 shows in the lounge, or are they
No,
the
if I'm
same?
doing the family show, I do like 80% of the same material. And then for
Right.
the adult show,
Okay.
it's all
Oh,
new
I just do,
material.
yeah. I just do the same show, same show, same show.
Right, that's what I did.
And
Yeah,
then the
I
next
mean,
night I do a whole new half
that's
hour.
my plan.
Yeah.
But if I
Oh, I know what you mean.
deviate
Yeah.
from the script, you know.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And these are good crowds in that lounge, or are they in Alaska? I mean, because it's different.
It's been a mix. Like when I did the Caribbean Princess, every show was stellar. It was amazing. It was great. And then I did the 3 family shows and then the 1 adult, like you said, the following night. And that all worked out great. And then I came here and they're like, we got families. And it was formal night. So I have all the little girls wearing the little princess outfits sitting in the front row. And they're all like this. Some of them are on their iPads. It's just like you're babysitting. And then as each show, the later the show, there's less of that. But they put them right in the front row. And sometimes the parents will be back 5 or 6 rows.
Of course.
And the kids are up front. Adorable. And they get up and they start running around. And it's just like, I could deal with it with my style, but I don't prefer that. It's
right.
No,
I'm not at my best, It's like babysitting, and
you should have had the Scarface bit for that. The kids,
I know,
they wouldn't even get it, but they love
without
it.
the pants.
Throw a flower on his face.
It's like everything else. It's so ship to ship it's just ship to ship.
It's called
cruise director to cruise director. It's everything is different.
Like this podcast, ship to ship, and it cleared up in the beginning. It was a little wonky, but now we're got.
I know less time in post I have to spend fixing boo boos.
Oh, it looks good
because he's out of the. It looks like it's cleared up outside, and the satellite is able to reach. So,
can I show you guys this?
Please.
Watch me ruin everything by moving.
Yeah.
Well, you do that by
talking.
Let me know if it adjusts. I can't see the screen right now.
Yeah, it's adjusting.
Yeah,
it looks great.
Look at that Patreon people. Get on that. Look at that
That's
view.
crazy.
Oh.
This is as many times as I've seen this up here in Alaska, which is overrated. According to Romas, it's overrated. Look at this person in a sailboat.
I don't think it's overrated.
That's fine.
I don't. I get excited.
I love Alaska.
You want to put on a heavy coat?
I was
bummed out that I only had 1 week and it was in May. I prefer being there in July, August. Al, do you get off and do the hiking and such?
I'm getting off right now. I'm jerking off to the glacier.
Hey now.
What's that? I'm sorry. I went blue. What was
Thank
that?
you.
Do I get off on the? Yes, I get off in the certain ports. I definitely get off. I have my favorite spots I go to.
What's your favorite?
Up here in Alaska, I kind of dig Ketchikan. I think I dig that.
Nice.
Juneau, I go for the hike. I do Roberts Mountain and all that. And
have you done Perseverance Trail there?
Is that what it's called?
Well, there's Roberts and there's the Perseverance Trail. Roberts is the one that goes. That's the one that
goes up to the silver mine.
What's that thing called? So. Catamaran. Catamaran.
Trolley.
Whatever that thing is. The tram.
Yeah.
The tram is the one that goes up Mount Roberts.
Yes.
So you hike up there.
Yeah, I did that 15 years ago.
Perseverance isn't as steep. It's like I
did that with Joe
and then
Yannetti.
You go over the bridge. Yeah.
Joe
That's
Yannetti.
Nice. It's nice there.
Joe goes, "Hey man, want to go for a hike tomorrow?" I go, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's meet up." So I show up, I'm wearing sneakers and jeans. He's got a backpack with a hose for water. It's a camel pack. He's got walking poles. He's got a compass. He's got all kinds of shit. He's got a thermal. He's got a thermal blanket and a mini tent. He is ready to go. Wow. And I'm like,
where is he?
What are you doing?
Is he moving there?
He might be. He might be on the run.
He was ready to go. He was ready to go for I guess to get out of there. Because
he had his monocle.
He had his monocle.
All right. Monocle and walking poles.
Did you have a journal to document new finds? We found this new animal.
Or
he had a book that said
the map, the plant.
He had a book.
We can't eat that, Alfred. It's poisonous.
He had a book sticking out of his pocket.
It's survival.
cannibalism is an option. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
How to
funny.
prepare Al.
I've seen Randy Cabral. Do you know him?
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Randy. He's great.
He's in Alaska. This guy's hiking
Skagway.
his ass off. But he's encountering bears and they're walking down the
Moose.
path and moose. I mean,
Yeah.
this guy's really living the Alaska life. Well, I go there and I go to the fucking Red Dog Saloon and
Nobody goes to the Red
I
Dog
do.
Saloon.
I go.
I do.
Only the passengers.
I do.
go.
I actually do. No.
It's 2 out of 3. Get out!
I like it.
Podcast.
You get it late in the afternoon. If I'm doing
Yeah,
an
that's not
overnight
bad.
there,
Bartenders. that
and they have
guy's
those
kind of
piano
funny guy.
players can be funny. And
Yeah,
Is that the one in Juneau?
yeah, right on the corner.
I know where it
Yeah,
is.
well, you should go.
I've been. It's crowded. I go
Don't
to the.
go after the wave leaves when they're all getting.
There's a great.
back
You know
on
where the
ships.
Alaskan Hotel is? It's like right before the Baranoff where they put us up.
Oh yeah.
There's a place called Alaskan Hotel. There's a bar right there.
That's
It's
like a local.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's old school.
It's smelly.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It's
perfect
dark.
Alaska.
When you open the doors, the light shines in. They all go. "Arr."
That's it.
Now that's the place. That's where I.
I've been
joke
there.
is that-
Live music.
Whose joke is that? Because you know you're getting older when you go to a bar and it's like 2 people and it's dark and you go, this is perfect.
This is perfect. No, but they actually have entertainment there now too.
Yeah, live music.
Like the Red Dog Saloon.
Banjo.
You get great service.
I like
The
people.
bartender's
I like to be
always
around
like
people.
great.
I like to be people. I like to see passengers.
You just complained about Alaska
I'm
and how
kidding.
it's overrated.
I'm kidding.
That's because you go to the wrong places.
Now back to Skagway.
I love
we were
Skagway.
there
We have
yesterday.
One of my
I went
favorite
on a hike.
places.
I went on
It
a,
is.
yeah, it is. It's nice. I went
It's
on a
a
hike.
one street. What's there?
Oh, the hiking is amazing there.
There's 2 hikes. There's 2 major hikes you can do: the Lower Dewey and the Upper Dewey. And
Right.
the Lower Dewey is great. You get a good workout.
Beautiful.
But our buddy there, Randy Cabral,
He's doing Upper Dewey.
it's all Upper Dewey with him. And I hadn't done a hike like that in a long time. And I go, okay, let's go. He goes, no, we're doing Upper Dewey today. I'm like, what? I go, dude, come on. How many hours does it take to get to the top? Would
It's
you
like
A rock and roll?
that's 6. It's a day.
6-hour hike.
It's a
Up?
it's,
Well,
yeah.
round trip, but it
Round
takes like
trip, yeah.
3.5, 4 hours up, and then
Yeah,
an hour.
it's 4 hours
45
up,
down.
2 down. Yeah.
Damn, you think he'd look like he's in better shape? I mean, that's a.
He is.
I'm kidding, Randy. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can't tell with him.
I know.
But that I slept for 3 days after that, and I said, I'm never going hiking with him again.
Yeah, another friend of ours, Sam Fideli. You know Sam?
No.
Sam Fideli just went on a hike with Randy. He wrote the same thing. He's like, I'm glad I did it.
Did you see his? I saw the pictures. He
Yeah.
was wearing what was he wearing? His sneakers there.
He's wearing like sneakers,
Converse,
and,
Converse,
just like anyone. Yeah,
low ankle Converse
Yeah.
sneakers on a hike.
you know,
Ill
ex-Marine.
prepared, Sam.
Yeah, you
but
would think
his
an ex-Marine.
Ex-Marine.
Yeah.
Not current.
Well,
No, not current.
if you don't like the hiking and the outdoors and the
Right.
thing, you're not going to like Alaska.
That's what I'm saying. To me,
You're a city guy.
I'm a city guy. I want to get a cigar. I can't buy a cigar. They don't have any place to go. They don't sell cigars in Alaska. They have
No, but they sell
liquor
cannabis.
store.
I like doing
but
the Lower Dewey. It's a couple of
Yep.
hours, and then
What they
hitting
do.
one of the saloons on the way back. Grab a sandwich,
The happy
and a
ending.
beer.
The happy ending saloon.
And,
Yeah.
oh,
What's
that
the one in
there?
Skagway? That's the old brothel.
The Red
Supposedly.
Onion. Oh,
Yeah.
what is that one? The Red
The
Onion.
red onion.
Got the Red Onion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The place is
And then there's
alright.
another one off to the
You
side.
go to all the number 1 tourist spots. He goes to, he
Well, I'm a tourist. I'm
he
there for a
literally-
week at a time.
literally
You
looks
can't
at
move
the
in those
brochure.
places. You
He goes to
cannot
the
move.
excursion desk and goes, "What's the number 1 place
I
where
do.
everybody on the ship goes?" Red Onion. Yes, that's where I want. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be.
It's
somewhere
overrated.
that goes- Yeah,
This place
stupid
is
Alaska.
all crowded.
You know, have you done like the helicopter tour or anything like that?
No.
See,
I-
that's the
I-
stuff you got to do.
I didn't do
Why?
that, but I'm
That
fearful.
seems like a little risky. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, who is this guy driving the helicopter? He lives in Alaska. I'm going to get in and just assume he knows what he's doing.
He's 20.
He's
He's
a
22 years
helicopter
old.
pilot,
Yeah, he just
Is he?
right out of college.
You
You've
get on
seen
a
his
plane.
credentials?
You get on a plane.
Yeah, those are
Do you know
real.
the pilot?
Yeah, I try to.
Yo, you check him out.
No, but I
I can see them
believe
when they
he's
come
got
in.
it
When they're
qualified.
landing, when they come in, they each try to outdo one another. They go "Vrr," and they try to cut it and see who can get the closest turn. They're all competing at the end there, and that makes me a little.
Could not have been a better experience. Like it's so smooth.
The helicopter.
Oh my god, amazing! The one in Skagway. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you taken the train?
How old are you?
I'm asking if you took the train. No?
Who wants to sit on a train and go, oh, look?
That's a big thing in Alaska. The train.
I haven't done it
actually a
yet, but
big
I
thing.
heard.
I think I can.
I heard
I think I can.
it's
I think I
exciting.
can.
I heard it's exciting for like 45 minutes, and then you go,
Right.
"Oh shit! I got to do the rest of this and come back."
Right. It's
There's
all
no
day.
lunch, maybe a lunch.
It's all day.
Not a lunch.
All day. There's no bar
car?
No.
Oh.
What is
no.
it? White Horse
Oh.
Gulch? What is it
It's
called?
like-
Or dead
Yeah,
Horse
something
Gulch?
like
like
that.
that.
But white pass, rail pass.
White
Yeah.
Passage.
White Pass.
I don't know.
But I thought it'd be guys with white gloves serving cocktails.
No.
There's no
and
cocktails?
girls in the back and-
There's no
No.
cocktails
No.
because I wasn't going to go unless I was with
Not
Bernie
go.
or something. And if we're
No.
liquored up, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I like to drink.
Liquor.
You're gonna have to drink beforehand. Then you can't.
Can't bring it with you.
Oh.
It's
Ooh.
literally just a train ride.
Well, then no, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to sit on a train and just look
There's
at.
so many better
look at-
things to
no.
do in Skagway.
Yeah. Are there?
The helicopter thing is like, it's quick and it's like amazing scene.
How long is it? How long is it? 20 minutes?
No, a couple of hours. But you like
Couple
you
hours.
land on a glacier. You get out and like walk around on a glacier.
Yeah. That's the
Man.
reason why I want to do it. But
What about the?
And then we landed on like the very top of a mountain.
Yeah.
Like when he was going to land, I was like, "You're so high up. You're like, where's he gonna land?" And then
see,
you
I
land.
don't
in the
want
middle.
I don't want that. I don't want to be like, what is this guy doing?
Oh no! But then you get
Is he
out of the
going rogue?
helicopter and you're on like the tippity top of a mountain in Alaska, just looking out at the world. Like, what? This is amazing.
How many people are you with? Like
Four, like four.
Four. All right.
4 or 5, maybe.
Mm.
And it's
Well,
smooth.
this is-
Like you would think it would be like really loud and choppy, but it was like
You're wearing
just feel like
headset,
you-
right?
Yeah, you feel like you're coasting through the air.
And
That's cool.
and he or she is doing all the
It's like being in the Wonka elevator at the end of the movie when it just like busts out and it's just like flying over.
Yeah.
all right,
Is
I'm
that
not
good?
doing that.
I
Yeah.
don't like that either. That always scared me.
Nah,
That thing's out of control. There's no controls on that thing.
the
How do you
helicopter,
fly it?
the helicopter has control.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Kobe. Yeah, it always pops in my head. Those kind of.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of?
Well, he got in the helicopter with his daughter to go, and then they're gone. So
It was flying and like it was like all cloudy and
what's Alaska?
So what was
Generally
it?
not
It was
sunny.
pilot error was
it
the
is in the summer.
pilot error on that Kobe,
On Kobe?
helicopter thing because was Kobe saying you got to get me to my daughter's championship game or
I don't
whatever?
know.
It was a big
I don't
game,
know the
basketball
deets.
I
game.
don't know. I don't know. I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
I just know the weather wasn't great.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
Yeah,
a little foggy?
they said that they were if they had to do it again they would a do over. They
Right.
would have landed and drove them in SUVs
Right.
to and they would have been late. But he was like, I don't want to be late for my daughter's game, who's with
Yeah.
him, because she had to play. So it was just a bad. So the from what
But
I
that was a
understand, the
big
pilot was like,
helicopter,
I'm going to
because
get
they
you
had a-
there.
Didn't they have a
Brian,
lot
I'm
of
gonna
people?
get you there.
They had a pretty good amount. It's
It
a
was
big
like-
helicopter.
Yeah.
8 people? Was it 8 people? 7 or
There
8
was
people?
quite a few.
I was going to say 11, but somewhere between 8 and 11. That's a big one. Where I was asking yours was like 4 for the.
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5. They're small helicopters. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have your family there? Were you doing it
It was just
yourself?
me. I was
Just
just
you?
Yeah.
You and passengers?
Yeah.
Wow.
So how much did you pay and how much is it now?
All right. So I did it back in 2006.
You got a deal
12
And it
bucks.
was $300.
Right. So now
And-
it's what?
in 2006.
$3.95?
No idea. But I know it's cheaper if you walk off and walk over there
Uh-huh.
and tell them that you work on the ship. I know you get a deal.
Okay.
But I don't know. It all depends on, availability.
It's probably like $500 now, at least for the excursion. If you
Yeah, what's a once in a lifetime?
No, I'm not
experience
saying don't
worth?
do it. I'm just saying that if it was 300,
This guy's got 401k money.
I know.
He's
I
got,
got 402k.
you got,
he's got
you got the wife working on the ships.
He's got his wife working for
Look at
him.
him. The
This
checks
guy-
are just coming in.
This guy's got Barry Katz.
Yeah.
money. He's Katz money.
You should do it. Go do it.
He's gonna start booking one-nighters.
Go do the
It's a
helicopter
write-off.
ride.
It's a write-off because
That's right.
I'm gonna get a 5-minute bit out of it.
That's right.
That'd be great.
It's research. You just put it under
It is
research.
research.
It's research.
All right, we gotta wrap this up because this is
And let this man go.
This is a two-parter here.
He's got a show in 5 hours.
Two-parter. Oh, I gotta work on nothing. I gotta take a nap.
You gotta
Take a nap. I'm cutting
It
it
could
to
be
your
a
nap
nap.
time. Robbie, thanks for coming on and doing this. We appreciate that. Great to see you. Always a funny guy. Even though you were my competition in the college market back then, we were always going
Was
in
it really
different directions.
competition? I don't know. There's plenty of pie for everyone. That's like
very
saying
nice
I'm
of
your
you to say.
competition in the cruise world.
In a good way.
Competition.
In a good way. The only thing is we were working together a lot in the beginning, but then when we started doing colleges, I didn't see you for
Disappeared.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah, and then we all moved at different times to
Yeah.
different places. Like I moved to New York, and then I moved back to Boston. When I moved back to Boston, I think you moved to LA, and then I moved to LA in '96. How long have you been in LA? He's frozen.
Long time.
I'm not frozen. This 11 years now.
You are frozen. Unless you're ventriloquist now. You're frozen. That's great.
Yeah, freeze like that.
Yeah. Hey, yes.
Tearing it. Now I can hear you.
There you go.
Now he has a picture for the thumbnail.
That's right.
Yes. So where are you next?
I finish here on Icon, and then I go to Oasis.
And Al,
And then
what are you doing?
I am staying on the Icon one more week. And then I'll be home. And then I'm going to Utopia, and I believe I'm with Mrs. Ducharme.
Now, Al, let me get this in. Al says when he's home now, he's not taking any more of those $200 gigs that are 25, 30 minutes away. Whereas I'm still doing it because a $200 gig on the West Coast is rare. And when they do come up, and if I'm on the ships too long, I want to get in a set on land, but I don't want to go do a 10-minute guest set somewhere.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I'm still doing giggles and such.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not $200.
I go to giggles.
Well, he does you do 2 nights or a weekend or.
Yeah, I'll do the weekend. I'll do local things in my area. You know,
if you come home for 2 weeks on the ship, you come home Saturday.
If I'm home for a night,
and I call you Sunday,
I'll do a gig.
I go, hey, can you do this gig Monday night? It's $200.
Yeah,
you'll do it.
No,
that's right.
It depends on who it's for. It depends on what the
depends on my mood too. But sometimes I'll take them in advance, and then I'll be like, ugh, I wish I didn't have that. And other times I go do it, and I go, wow, that was great. Great crowd.
Oh, they're fun and all. I'm just my point.
I mean, 200's a little low.
That's low. Yeah. I think. I told them you can't. If the amount of travel we do and work, I think $500 is. I'll get off the couch.
I think a minimum
and go.
Yeah,
but under that, unless it's 20 minutes away.
Out here, we get these Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday gigs where it is like 250, 300. If it's not that far,
right?
And I want to be on stage. Other than a cruise ship.
It depends on the miles, and
I think
sometimes me and Bernie are put together, so we go in and do it.
Who's booking it?
Right.
Who am I working with?
Right.
How far away is it?
Well, he does it with Bernie too. That's you guys can do that and have.
Sometimes we'll do they offer a hotel, and it will be if it's a, whatever 29 Palms, and it's a hour and 45 minutes away. We'll do it. It's like an Airbnb situation.
Yeah.
We'll do that, and we'll make a trip out of it. Yeah, especially if we've been apart for a spell. Yeah,
that's like a paid vacation.
Right. That's different. I'm talking about just if 2 weeks on a ship, come home, and then you get an offer. Hey, you want to drive a half hour? It's $200.
No,
I don't want to do that. Where Al will go do that. That's where.
Occasionally, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I get it. We've all done it.
That's how he funds his IRA.
Yeah, I know.
His 402k.
I shouldn't mock. He's gonna
make up.
He's gonna be retired.
At the end of the year, you make an extra $4 or $5 grand on those little gigs like that.
I'm not off the ship long enough to make an extra $4 or $5 grand.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't have that many weeks available. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Well, no, I need to catch up to you, and my IRA needs to catch up. Do you have any You have any hot mutual fund tips for the audience?
I don't think he does. He's been
What are
raising
you
40
investing
years.
in? Where are you-
Vanguard. Let them do all the work. That's what they get paid for.
Okay. All right. I'm not.
I've had my
financial-
history of trying to guess the market, and
There is no guessing the market.
Just get that app that mirrors Nancy Pelosi's stock.
You got to do the app that. Yes.
That's it. And just put the money in that.
well,
There's a lot of people doing that.
You're doing very well.
Big bucks.
mirroring
I mean-
you mirror the big people what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi does not put her money in Vanguard.
No.
She finds out what business they're going to shut down, and then she
yeah,
goes,
what's
okay,
shutting down?
we're going to short sell this stock. We're going to make $1 gazillion. Who are we putting
Well,
all the
Well,
it's all a
what's his face?
hustle?
Who's the Christian Republican senator who
Christian
ran
Republican. Oh, wait.
who ran for president a few years back? He was buying dismantled companies, penny stocks.
Ross Perot?
No, he's talking about
in
Mitt
his
Romney.
Yes.
Oh, Mitt.
Mitt Romney. He was buying dismantled companies, penny stocks, and then they were going in and they were rejuvenizing the companies. And his Roth IRA is worth $110 million. And he built a house on the water with an elevator for his car collection. So when he buys a new car,
He's like the Wolf of Wall Street.
These guys are all going to tell us what, man of the people.
Right, but it doesn't
I
matter.
feel your pain.
Republican, Democrats, they all, when it comes to money, they're all one party.
It's a hustle.
It's all about them.
how did
Oh,
Nancy
awesome.
Pelosi's husband get hit with a hammer in that beautiful house in that?
He stopped
Neighborhood.
blowing. He stopped
Exclusive
blowing
neighborhood.
too early, and he got
That's
pissed.
what happened. That's what happened. And that's our podcast.
the truth?
Arrivederci.
Wait a minute.
Are you doing the Heil Hitler?
I was raising my arm, and I looked. I go, well, that looks a little suspect. So
You and Elon
bring
Musk. Knock
let's
it
bring
off.
that down over here a little bit.
What?
More of that. Oh wait, you want to?
I want more of the Nancy Pelosi story. Is that like the
The rumors.
These are just rumors. Just rumors.
I need to.
So long, Al. Have a good trip.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
A feeding frenzy quickly develops.
This is the 2 Owls, 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
All right.
Okay, show. Okay, show.
This was a horrible mistake. Hurry.
Patreon.com/2owls1pod.
Patreon.com/forward the 2 dicks.